Hi, I'm Chizzy Akudolu. In 2015, I was diagnosed with depression. For me, it was a shock because I guess I'm kind of like a lot of people in that I thought, well, I'm a happy person. I can't possibly have depression. And when I was getting these, the symptoms, it was very confusing. I was feeling discombobulated. I was feeling really unsure of who I was. I could hear people. I was in a locker room on my own, and I heard people laughing on set, and I really wanted to go and join in, but I just couldn't. I felt stifled. I felt like I had nothing to contribute, and that's all I wanted to do was go in and laugh with them. I could feel the tears coming. I was like, don't let them come, don't let them come. And so anger came out instead. And I was crying because I couldn't not at this point. I couldn't hold it in. We did the scene and I went home and I did what I've been doing for months, which is go home and cry. And then I came in the next morning and I was in my dressing room and I couldn't stop crying. I started hyperventilating and I was having a breakdown. I called Helen Ashley, who to this day, I call her one of my mental health soldiers. She came up to my dressing room and I just collapsed in her arms. I couldn't stop crying. She called the producer, and the different producers came in and spoke to me in my dressing room, and they said, do you want us to call the doctor in, the BBC doctor? And I said, yes. He came in and he offered me antidepressants, and I said, I have to go on them because I need to get back to me. I had a couple of very, very low moments, but nothing as bad as the very first breakdown where I was literally on the floor. It was awful. It was awful. But I'm really glad that it happened at work, because had it happened at home, I would have just cried and gone to bed and then carried on. So having it happen at work meant that I had to then confront it and I had to deal with it. And it's become a lot easier to deal with. I have depression. I have chemical depression. We need to start treating mental health in the same way as our physical health, because they're exactly the same, if not more important, because our mental health, our mental state, that determines everything that goes on in our body, and if that's not right, then this won't be right. So I'm very open about talking about my mental health, and I'm a big advocate for people to talk about their own mental health struggles, because listen, like I said, it's not something we've done to bring it on. It just happens. Most of the time, life is so difficult, and we need to be able to talk about how we're feeling. We need to be able to cry when we need to. Oh my gosh, crying is so cathartic. We need to stop looking at mental illness as a weakness, because it's not. When you're in a mental health crisis, do what feels right for you, not what other people tell you to do. So if you want to lie on the sofa with your duvet watching Netflix all day, binging, if that works for you, do it. Never compare yourself to somebody on social media, because you don't know what they're going through. You have no idea. Yes, their life looks picture perfect, but doesn't mean it is. Right? I do these videos, Mental Health Mondays, which I love doing. And I remember doing a video saying, yes, right now you can see this is a beautiful corner of my bedroom, but all my clothes are over that side. The mess is over that side. And that's what social media is, basically. We hide the mess and we try and put forward the beautiful corner of our lives. I've got a friend called Nate James. He's wrote a song called You're Not Alone. And one of the lyrics was, when you can't face the world and your best is never good enough, all you need to know is you're not alone, because you're not. We're never alone.